Hey guys, it's Evan Chino. I'm back with another video. I'm going to be talking about Michigan. It's the first time I'm talking about them since we lost to TCU, and this video is just going to be talking about what our roster is going to look like for 2023. The people that are coming back of the people we lost, either by graduation, NFL draft, or they transferred away. And afterwards, I'll talk about what I think will go on for 2023. This is going to be my early 2023 video. I'll make another one after the spring game. The Michigan spring game is on April 1st. I'm going to go to that. And I'm going to talk about what I thought about it, how I feel like the players did for 23. And then I'll make my actual prediction video sometime in August. So, right now I'm going to talk about our players, people we lost for every position. So, quarterbacks, we lost Cade McNamara and Alan Bowman. McNamara transferred to Iowa. He was a big key for us in 2021. He was our starting quarterback that year. And we were really good in 21. And he is a big thanks to that. McNamara was really good. First, 2022. Do you guys remember before the 22 season started when Harbaugh said that he was going to start McNamara in the first game and McCarthy in the second game? So, McNamara starts against Colorado State. He was average. He wasn't good. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good. He was in between. And then McCarthy starts against Hawaii and did amazing. And then, like, a couple hours after that game, Harbaugh said that McCarthy would start the rest of the season. Then the third game against Connecticut, when we were blowing them out, like, right before half, McNamara came in and played a little bit, got sacked, got injured, and had to have surgery. So he didn't play the rest of the year. And now he announced he's going to be the starting quarterback at Iowa for 2023. So good luck to McNamara, and I hope he does good. For returnees, we got, of course, JJ McCarthy. He's a junior. He's going to be a junior. And he was pretty good in 22. I had some complaints about him. Obviously, as you guys saw, he really struggled with the deep ball. The Hawaii and the Ohio State game was like the games he didn't have an issue throwing the deep ball. But every other game he did, his worst game obviously was the TCU game. He threw 2 pick sixes. He didn't play that. He had a pretty bad game against Illinois as well. But he was a sophomore. He's only going to get better. And I think he was... And as a sophomore, he was pretty damn good. Good enough to lead us to an undefeated regular season and our second consecutive Big Ten championship. As a sophomore quarterback, that's pretty good as a sophomore. I think he's going to be better as a junior, obviously. And we'll see how this year goes, and we'll see if he actually does end up deciding to come back for a senior season in 24. But don't have to worry about that right now. And backing him up, we'll have Davis Warren, graduate Jack Tuttle, Alex Orji, a lot of people. So I'm sure the first few games, they're all going to start. We're going to see how they all play in the spring game, and I'm excited about that. Now, running backs, we didn't lose any running backs. All the running backs on our team last year, none of them left. And I think this is the biggest return of the offseason. It's got to be Blake Corum. Him returning is huge for us. He could have easily declared for the NFL draft, and he could have been drafted second round. But he said he felt like he had unfinished business at Michigan, wanted to come back. He really didn't like the fact that he got hurt in the year. He didn't want people to remember him as, oh, he was a really good running back, but he got hurt, and it's a shame he couldn't finish the season. He wants to play a full healthy season. It'll be his senior season, and I'm excited to see what he does. And if he does get hurt again, we have a pretty damn good backup in Donovan Edwards. He'll be a junior next year. He filled in after Corum got hurt against Illinois finished the game pretty good. He played amazing against Ohio State, had over 200 rushing yards, and was the Big Ten championship game MVP. He was pretty much absent in the TCU game, but in the other games, Donovan Edwards was pretty good. I shouldn't say pretty good. He was really good. He was great. And I'm expecting more of the same from him, and I'm sure we're going to go back and forth between Corum and Edwards like we did in 22. Backups, we got Khalil Mullins, who was up on defense, and then right before the Ohio State game, we moved him to running back, and he had him throw a pass, if you remember. We also have CJ Stokes, Tavarier Dunlap, Cole Cabana, Isaiah Gash, Ben Hall. And Stokes, if you remember, Stokes played against Nebraska and did pretty good. Every time he ran the ball towards the end, he got like at least 10 yards every time, which is pretty funny. Well, excited about that. Now let's go to wide receivers. We lost Ronnie Bell and Andrew Anthony. Ronnie Bell has been on the team for so long. Obviously, our first memories of Ronnie Bell was 2019 in the Penn State game when he dropped the ball on 4th and goal, which made us lose the game. That is my first memory of Ronnie Bell. I don't really remember him from 2018. The receivers I mainly remember from 2018 is Nico Collins and Donovan Peoples-Jones. But Ronnie Bell, 2020, he was okay. I mean, our team was just, I don't even think our team was okay. Michigan was terrible in 2020. 2021 was supposed to be his last year, but he tore his ACL in the first game against Western Michigan, missed the entire season. He was granted an extra year of eligibility, played the entirety of 2022, and was our leading receiver, and he was really good. Ronnie Bell is going to get drafted, and he's going to be a pretty good receiver for them, whoever decides to take him. Andrell Anthony, goodbye to him. He didn't really make much noise. The Michigan State game in 2021 was his best game. He had a 94-yard touchdown that game, and he was our leading receiver. After that, he hasn't really made much noise. Our receivers from last season were really Ronnie Bell, Roman Wilson, Cornelius Johnson. Our returners, we're getting Cornelius Johnson, Roman Wilson back from last year. That's good. We'll see. AJ Henning should probably step up to take the third starting receiver position. We'll have Darius Clemens, Amorian Walker, and Tyler Morris. And we'll have freshman Camelo English is a player that we just recruited. He seems pretty good. I'm excited to see what he'll do. I don't think he'll do much in 23, maybe 24 or 25. We'll see what he can really do once he gets older. But I'm excited about Camelo English. And let's go on to tight ends. We lost a lot. We lost a bit of tight ends. Biggest was Luke Schoonmaker. He is declaring for the NFL draft. And we lost Eric All. He transferred to Iowa, so he's going to be with his man, Cade McNamara, in Iowa. Good luck to both of them. Michigan doesn't play Iowa in regular season next in 23, so I'll be rooting for them. See how they do. But our starting tight end is most likely going to be sophomore Colston Loveland. We saw, because mainly our starting tight end was Schoonmaker, but Loveland was pretty good too. He didn't play much at the beginning, but towards the end of the season, like the Ohio State game and in the Big Ten championship, Colston played pretty good, including, I don't remember, but if you guys remember, but Michigan's first touchdown in the Big Ten championship was to Colston Loveland. He had that Randy Moss catch, and he had a huge touchdown in the Ohio State game. So I'm excited for Colston Loveland. He's going to be a really good tight end for us. And to back him up, we got AJ Barner. He should be he's a senior. We'll see how he does, but we also lost Joel Honigford and Lewis Hansen. But biggest loss has to be Luke Schoonmaker on tight end. Now let's go to offensive line. So here's our projected starters left to right. Ladarius Henderson, Trevor Keegan, Drake Nugent, Zach Zinter, and a competition at right tackle, either Carson Barnhart or Trent Jones. Trevor Keegan and Zach Zinter returning is big. They were on our offensive line the last 2 years. Michigan won best offensive line. Our biggest loss has got to be Olu Oluwatimi. We lost him. He's going to the NFL. He's probably going to be a first-round pick. Olu's really good. Obviously, he messed up in the final game on 4th down. He snapped the ball when McCarthy wasn't ready for it. But other losses, we lost Ryan Hayes, and the only people we lost on offensive line is Oluwatimi and Ryan Hayes. Trevor Keegan and Zach Zinter returning is pretty big for us, and they're gonna make some noise. Now that's our offense. Let's move on to defense. Our defensive tackles projected to be Rayshawn Benny, Mason Graham, and Chris Jenkins. We lost Mozzie Smith and George Rooks between last season and this season. Mozzie was really good. He was one of our best players on defense, and lost him. But defensive line's gonna have to step up. Chris Jenkins was on the team last year. I think he could be was a starter last year. I think he could be pretty good this year. We'll see. And Mason Graham and Rayshawn Benny, we'll just see how they step up. Defensive end, edge rushers, we lost Mike Morris, Taylor Upshaw, Julius Welshoff, and Iabioki. Mike Morris and Taylor Upshaw are big losses. Mike Morris is the biggest loss. Mike Morris, in my opinion, I think was Michigan's best player on defense last year. So losing him is a big loss. But starting, we'll have Braden McGregor and Derek Moore. And back to back them up, Josiah Stewart and TJ Guy. So Braden McGregor, he actually has had a lot of deflections. I saw his name a lot last season, especially in the Ohio State game. He had a lot of deflections, almost picked off Stroud a couple times when he swatted him down. Braden McGregor should be pretty good for us, and we'll see about Derek Moore. But now our other edge rushers, we have our starting Jalen Harrell. And to back him up, Tyler McLaurin. We lost Deuce Spurlock in that position last year. Not much to say about that. Linebacker, we didn't lose any linebackers. We're going to have Junior Colson, Michael Barrett coming back. So they could also be Ernest Hausman taking over and not Michael Barrett. The backups, we'll have Jimmy Rolder and Nikai Hill Green. But Junior Colson coming back is huge. Junior Colson's also one of our really good defenders. I think Junior Colson was our leading tackler last season. And we'll see him come back. I'm excited for the strong safety position. We lost Jalen Perry. Starting strong safety, they're saying is Makari Page, and to back him up, RJ Moten. And then free safety, we lost Quentin Johnson. And our starter would be Rod Moore, and to back him up, Keon Sabb. Rod Moore's pretty good. We'll see how he does. Cornerbacks, so we lost DJ Turner, Jamon Green, and Jalen Perry. And our two starting cornerbacks is going to be Will Johnson and Jaden McBurrows. McBurrows, when we play Michigan State next season, McBurrows is going to try his best to play really good, because McBurrows was the victim was the main victim in the Michigan State incident last season. But Will Johnson, I'm excited for him. He really stepped up as a freshman, and he had quite a bit of interceptions. He had a couple in the Big Ten championship game. He had one against Rutgers, and I'm excited for Will Johnson. I mean, when I knew as a freshman he was going to be pretty good, I didn't know how much we were going to see of him. We saw quite a bit, and I'm excited for Will Johnson. He's gonna be one of our best defenders, I believe. Let's go to special teams. Kicker and punter. Another really big loss for Michigan is Jake Moody. Jake Moody, the best kicker Michigan has ever had. He is Michigan's all-time leading scorer. Usually, when you see teams all-time leading scorer, it's usually a kicker. Moody's been on the team for a long time. 2018? Moody was on our team in 2018. Because 18 we were going back and forth between Quinn Nordine and Moody. And same in 2019. It was back and forth between Nordine and Moody. Moody kind of sucked, if you kind of remember, during those first few years. 2020, he got better. But since we weren't scoring a lot, we didn't really see him. 2021, he won the Lou Groza Award, best kicker in the league. And 2022, he was really good as well. So Jake Moody, to me, started off as kind of a mediocre kicker, but he got so much better, and he ended up being the best kicker Michigan has ever seen. And it's going to be really hard to replace Jake Moody. But right now, our starting kicker for 2023 is going to be Tommy Doman. So we'll see how good he is. We'll see how he plays in the spring game. It's going to be really hard to replace Jake Moody. And also our punter. I knew it was going to be hard to replace Will Hart. We replaced him with Brad Robbins. Robbins was pretty good, and now he's gone. And to replace him is also going to be Tommy Doman. So our punter. So Doman's going to be our punter and kicker. As of right now, we'll see how that goes. We also lost Rhett Anderson. We also lost kicker Rhett Anderson as well. So Tommy Doman, so far, is going to be kicker and punter. But we'll see how he does. So that is going to be our projected roster for 2023. Honestly, Michigan, I think we're going to be really good again. I mean, I don't see how we're not going to be. I mean, maybe we'll be even better than we were last year. I mean, we can only tell once we see. And our schedule is doing us favors as well. I mean, let's look at Michigan's schedule in 2023. East Carolina, UNLV, Bowling Green, Rutgers, Nebraska, Minnesota, Indiana, Michigan State, Purdue, Penn State, Maryland, Ohio State. Nebraska, Minnesota, Michigan State, Penn State, and Maryland will be the road games. And Ohio State, it's going to be uncertain what they're going to be like. They're still going to have their really good receivers that they had last year, but Stroud's gone. Who are they going to have as quarterback? But no matter, Ohio State always has a really good quarterback. And we get them at home. We'll see how that goes. Michigan's non-con schedule, once again, we don't play a Power 5 team outside of the Big Ten. It's East Carolina, UNLV, and Bowling Green. None of them are Power 5 teams. And our West teams, Nebraska, Minnesota, and Purdue. We're going to play Nebraska with Matt Rule. We're not playing Wisconsin with Luke Fickell. We do play the 22 Big Ten West champion in Purdue. That game's going to be at Michigan. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. If Michigan could go undefeated again. If they lose a game, I would say Ohio State. That's usually a safe bet to pick. If we lose a game, it'd be Ohio State. If we were to lose a road game, Penn State. If we were to lose a road game, I would say we would lose to Penn State. But that's all I gotta say about Michigan right now. My next video about them will be about the spring game and how I feel about that. But that's about a month and a half away. But I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.